What up? It's 92.9 WDUP, New London's home of timeless hip-hop and R&B. And we have rising star Anias Lee, who plays Jesse Ramsey on the Netflix series, The Babysitter's Club. How are you, Anias? What's going on?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So tell all of our listeners about the Babysitter's Club and talk about your character, Jesse Ramsey, real quick.
Well, I play Jesse Ramsey in The Babysitter's Club, and Jesse is a ballerina, and he comes into the show in episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so excited for everybody to. I know Jesse was like a really important character for a lot of girls in the book series, so I was just happy to bring that character to life, and it's a character that really means a lot to me.
Okay, so let's talk about the book versus the series. Like, how much does the series actually emulate the book? You know, how much is it alike? Does the series kind of stray off the path a little bit, or is it like succinct? Sorry, using all these big words. Sorry about that.
Well, the series is a more modern version of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So the babysitters have cell phones now because it is placed in 2020.
Yep.
But I would say that the books they're a lot the same to the series. I see a lot of similarities.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read some of the babysitter books, and like some of the lines that they even said were like the same lines that they said in the book.
Okay.
Which I think is so cool.
Okay, that's cool. So, for our listeners out there who may not be familiar with you, just give a quick background about yourself, like where you're from and so on.
Well, I'm from Philadelphia. I was born and raised in Philadelphia, but recently I moved out to LA so I could pursue acting. And I've been acting since I was 5 years old.
Mm.
But when I was 12, we decided that moving to LA was going to be the best option for me if we really wanted to continue it professionally.
Yep.
And I'm so glad we ended up making that decision because I wouldn't have been able to have my opportunities that I have now if we didn't move.
Yeah. So, how did you actually get your start?
Well, I started off with modeling, and I actually started off by accident, actually. A photographer came up to meet my sister and our babysitter in the park when we were 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
And they asked if we wanted to do a photo shoot for their clothing line, and he gave our babysitter his card, and our mom checked it out just to make sure that it wasn't.
Yep.
It wasn't sexually.
Yeah.
So we did the photo shoot. We had so much fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So our mom sent pictures to agents in New York, and they said yes, and that kind of just got us into acting. We got an audition for a movie, which was Blood Ties, and that's kind of just how it all started.
All right, so when you say we, you're talking about your twin. I was doing my research.
Yeah.
Are you guys competitive at all? And are you guys both in like entertainment?
We are both actors,
Mm-hmm.
and we auditioned for a lot of the same stuff. Like 99% of the auditions that we have are auditioning for the same role. But we're not competitive against each other. We don't really think of it as a competition between the two of us because we can, like, sometimes we share roles, and sometimes only one of us will book the role. But we're never jealous of the other's win, and we're always so happy for the other to book the role. Because I remember when I was Babysitter, my sister was jumping up and down, and she had tears of joy in her eyes for me. And when she booked her movie Slapface, I was so proud of her.
Yeah. Nah, that's great to hear. So let's talk about some of your other roles prior to the Babysitter Club.
Before Babysitter Club, I was in Son of Gospel Summer, and that was a really fun movie to film because I got to work with Yardley. And Yardley is like a role model to me.
Yeah.
And I watched Black Rose and Crwn, so meeting her in real life was like surreal. And I got to meet Charles Nelson as well. And they were both just so nice, and it was such an awesome film for them.
Were you ever starstruck being on set at all? With any of your co-stars?
Yeah, I definitely was. When I first saw Yara, I was so starstruck. I first met them at my city, and they had to take me in a set just to get my outfit approved. And I saw them, and I was like, oh my god. And I said to my dad, Yara is right over there.
Yeah.
And I got to talk to them, and probably remember sitting in his director's chair, and it was just a surreal moment. I was like, I'm breathing right now?
Yeah, that's cool. So, do you have like a dream role that you want to play in the near future?
My dream role would probably be starring on a TV show, acting alongside my sister, where we play twins. Because me and my sister, we have acted in the same show or movie. I think that would be such a fun thing to do.
Nah, you know what? And you can tell your manager, your agent, I got an idea, and I don't even want credit for it. There's a show, it might be before your time. There's a show called Sister Sister back in the 90s with T and Tamara Mowry. I think you guys do a reboot of Sister Sister. That would be perfect for you guys. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so, what have you been given advice by, like, other actors, you know, because, like, you know, you're a young actor want to come up, and you know a lot of young actors kind of hit pitfalls as they, you know, age and everything like that. Were you ever given any good advice?
The good advice that I got was actually from my mom, and she told me that you don't always have to be the smartest and the talented person in the room, but as long as you work the hardest, you will achieve your goals.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you achieve the goals, it might take a long time. Like in acting, you get so many no's, but all it takes is that one yes for your dream to come true.
Absolutely.
And everybody's path is different. Some people can get their big roles within months or a year of just starting acting. For other people, it can take years and years, and both of those are completely okay and normal.
Yeah. So, how do you balance school and acting? And then on top of that, like, how do your classmates treat you? Are they starstruck, or they just kind of treat you just normal? How does that work?
People go to school in LA. There are a lot of actors in my class and in my school, so it's pretty normal for me to just pull me in class and say I have an audition, and the teachers will understand and send me my work. So that's really awesome.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't really know how I balance school and acting, but education is a really important thing to me. So I make sure to keep my straight A's because it's just a really important thing to me. Like, I want to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
I already have my dream college in mind, which is Oxford.
Okay. Oxford in England? Wow. What made you choose Oxford in England?
I mean, my dad, he was born in England.
Okay.
And he went to college around there, and he always told me stories about Oxford. He didn't go to Oxford, but he went to college, like, near it. And I like, looked it up myself, and it just looks like such a fun place, and the education, like, it's such a good school as well to go to, so I really like this school.
Yeah. So, what's it like watching yourself on the big screen? Do you cringe at all? Like, me personally, when I do interviews, sometimes I can't play them back. I kind of cringe a little bit. You know, I'm kind of like overly critical about myself. You know, how's it for you?
It's just normal for everybody to be really critical of themselves. I'm really critical of myself as well, but it's still a really cool feeling seeing yourself on the big screen after all of the hard work that you put into it. Because I remember just when Babysitter first came out, when I first saw myself on the screen, I remember filming it and the director saying, act, and it's just like, wow, all of that hard work is finally out. It's just a real feeling.
Okay. So, do you have like a favorite actor or actress, you know, and is there anybody you actually like model yourself after, you know, when you kind of want to make yourself a better actor in your own right?
One of my favorite actors is Zoe Saldana, and I actually got to work with her before.
Oh, wow.
Because she played my mom in it, and Sometimes was my very first film role I did, and that was my first acting role I did, actually. And she really took me and my sister and also our family under her wing, because she obviously knew a lot about the business, and my family, we did not know anything at that time.
Yeah.
But she really acted like a mom to us when we were filming, and she's such a sweet person, and I love her so much, and I really want to work with her again.
Yeah, tell Zoe I said hi. Nah, but did you take any acting classes prior to your first role, or even in between? You know, just to be a polished actor.
When I first started acting, I didn't take any acting classes, but in the future, I did take acting classes. Like when I was living in Philadelphia, I took classes at Stratford in New York City, and that was a really good acting school, and I was so lucky to get in because it taught me so much. And when I moved out to LA, I took even more acting classes, and I did East Stratford in LA as well for the summer camp.
Yep.
And even if you are born a naturally talented actor, I always you know everything. Especially you don't. You always can learn more.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Have you ever had trouble breaking your character after filming? You know, you hear stories about other actors still acting like they're, you know, the character that they played in the, you know, the movie or TV show that they played in. Did you ever have trouble breaking character?
Normally I can just snap out of it pretty fast, but I remember when I was filming The Following, and it was a pretty intense scene that you had to do, because my character, there's something really bad had just happened to her, and the ambulances were outside, and that was just something I had to pretend like I was kind of passed out, so I had to hold my breath for a really, really long time, and when I made that cut, I was like, oh,
yeah.
I was still kind of in it.
So let's talk about some of your talents outside of acting. You know, is there anything that you're into, any interests outside of acting?
I love dancing. I started dancing when I was 2 years old because my mom was a ballerina, and so when she found out that she was having daughters, she was like, I definitely need to put them into ballet, and I'm so glad that she did. I love ballet, and I still do it to this day.
Yep.
And I love baking as well. I took up baking during quarantine, and I literally made so many desserts. I can't even name them all. Yesterday I made banana bread.
Oh wow.
And I'm pretty sure I can make some pumpkin pie soon because it's fall.
Yep. So what was the reaction off of season 1 of the Babysitters Club?
When I first found out that I moved to Revolt, I was literally jumping up and down and screaming my head off. And I was so sad for my neighbors downstairs because I lived in an apartment at the time. And they probably thought an earthquake was happening.
Yeah.
I was jumping so much.
Yeah.
And even when the show came out, I was jumping again. They probably thought another earthquake was happening.
Yeah.
That was probably that was my favorite project I've ever done. And I really wanted to get that role so badly. Because when I first got the audition, I was like, this role is just so perfect for me. It combined my two favorite things, acting and dancing.
Yeah.
So I really put my heart into it. So when I booked it, I was so excited.
So, you know, without any spoilers or anything like that, you know, do you want to give a quick preview of season 2? Like what's to expect? And congratulations on booking season 2 as well.
I can say that you will see Jesse and Valerie again. I can't say the exact details just yet, but I'm so excited to be back for season 2. When I first found out that we were getting a season 2, my parents took a video of it actually, and I was screaming and I was crying a lot. I was ugly crying actually. It was actually pretty funny when I looked back at it.
Yep.
But that was just so emotional because I realized I'm going to be back on set again with my favorite people because the Babysitter Club girls is my best friend. And I talk to them every single day. And I just can't wait to see them all again. I'm so excited.
So what's next? Do you have any upcoming roles at all?
I do have other stuff that I'm working on that I can't say just yet. But it's really exciting stuff. But yeah, look out for those. And like my goals that I was saying that I can't say anything about it yet with actually season 2.
Yeah.
So now that I can say that, really, it's so exciting that finally now everybody knows.
So, Nate, do you want to give out like your social media info or anything else you want to say to our listeners out here?
Yes, my follow Instagram is @Anae Mirabel, and it's @Anae Mirabel for every social media platform.
Okay. So, Anae, I'm out of questions. Thank you for everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna check it out. You know what I'm saying? With my niece or something like that. You know, and we'll watch it. And thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
All right. It's 929 Anae Lee. Make sure you go check out the Babysitters Club on Netflix.